be the name of his children forever and ever. And we should say unto these words, of the Son, for there were three wise men who sat to deliberate the greatness of all things of God's creations. And each would mention a different planet, until one mentioned the sun, a huge, as you would call it, hydrogen bomb, a planet burning into infancy. And some said, is this a planet being born? Or is this a planet dying? This star they call the sun. And the wiser of all three said, it is not, for we use the name Son. We have used the name Son unto our children, the male born, as it has been used unto one of the Son of God. And they said unto one another, but how shall we know all of these things? What is the real truth of all of our deliberation? None of us has ever visited the moon, the sun, or any of these places. How should we really know of their existence? And then there stood among them a fourth. He was neither young nor old. He was not dressed in rich attire, but that of a plain robe. And he said unto them, I say unto you these words, for the day shall come, when as my Father, and in his knowing, that the stars shall be the stepping stones for man. And do you not think that my Father, out of all this vastness, only performed his miracle of life upon one of these planets? And that there is only one sun, as you would note. These men thought, and they asked him, but we speak of a star, and we speak of a man, and the sun that gave life unto man, and the man that gave life unto the sun, and God that gave life unto all things. And he said, how shall we know these things you speak are true? And he said unto them, one day man shall walk forth into your galaxy, and galaxies beyond galaxies. He shall walk into this universe and beyond. And as he reaches these faraway places, they shall be as his home, for all things will be in order, and a son, wherever life shall be found, so shall be a son. And a son that shall bear fruit unto his father, and a son that shall bear fruit unto man and the earth, and the planets, that shall bear the spirit and form of man. You say unto us, once again you have spoken as unto riddles. And we will say nay. For one here has in their mind a course that they should take. And man has navigated by the stars for a long time. But each of the captains of the ship has used that of a sextant or an instrument to measure the movement of the stars and their movement across the skies, across the oceans, across the universes. In this person's mind, they say unto us, how shall I make this decision? And we say unto you, be as one. Come into yourself, and you shall find the answer. We cannot give you this answer, for to be handed to you in that manner, you will have never found it. Deep inside you lies a truth, and yet another truth lies before you also. A truth of a time and a place where time grows short. You have other questions asked.
Thank you, Radka. I have a question regarding the sign of the sky, the sign in the sky that we were to see, Radka. We wonder if what we saw, the 3 stars by the moon, was what we were supposed to see, or was there something else? We had some stormy weather.
We say unto you that the sign stayed in the sky for almost a month and came into its full being, and pointing toward the planet Mars and Saturn, and brought forth unto you unto the 6th star, and this, as it should be, would point the way unto a comet that shall appear upon the earth upon this year. And as it had been written, that this one would come forth with a comet and be known for the coming of this comet. The rest you have known from our words. Do you have other questions to ask?
Thank you, Radka. We have a question from Flagstaff as to how long the people living there have before it will be unsafe to live there.
If all goes well, 5 years, period. We shall tell you the story of Jonah. And he did come forth and warn these cities of their destruction if they did not change their way. All these things may happen, the destruction of this land. Yet again, as I told you before, your thoughts may turn and divert this and hold this land. But it must be your will and your asking. You have other questions?
Yes, I have a question from Ken of Las Cruces, New Mexico, and he's asking about, will he have advance warning as to when he should move to Round Valley, and will he be given time to pick a route and get some cattle together so that he could drive them?
Yes, we have told you before, form a plan. Produce this plan in such a manner that the people in your area will come together, and that the help that you shall need shall be laid forth in your national headquarters. If you shall do this, it shall allow the shepherd and the prophet to send forth those who should come and assist you in your journey. And a passageway shall be provided at that time. You have other questions? Ask.
Thank you, Otto. I have a question from Juan M. Ortiz, El Paso. He asks, am I fulfilling my role in life that I am supposed to, and is there some way I can be more useful to the community of man?
We should answer your question in this manner, to be very specific. You have this experience necessary to form any plans that are necessary for the evacuation and safety of the people of your area. Do so. You have other questions, ask.
Atka, Melissa asks, would I best serve by devoting most of my time to spiritual development or to providing energy-saving housing for mankind?
We should answer your question in this manner. The toil and sweat of your brow shall develop your spiritual self. There's a time for meditation. There's a time for laughter. There's a time for work. And there's a time for sleeping. It is like the seasons of the earth. They are all necessary for man to rejuvenate themselves. But all meditation cannot develop you spiritually, or you shall become so saturated that you shall not know your left from your right. Place together all of these things in such a formula that they balance. Now we say unto you, unto these words, now is the crime of great decision. A decision that should bring your country forth as one nation before God, or shall cast your country back as a Sodom and Gomorrah. It is your choice in the next few months to make these choices. You heard our words at the last reading. Take from them. But remember, this country was built by the people, for the people, and all the people. It must stand that way. If you cast prayer from your lives, you cast God from your lives. If you allow radical people to disrupt and destroy, then you shall have no country at all, and it shall become as the whore of Babylon. It is a precise time, and many powers are at work at this time. And the greatest power is the beast that you prepare the way for the Antichrist and his reign. Now is the time of the cherubim.